Have you ever felt a little unsteady on your feet and wondered why it's happening? For so many older men, balance issues aren't just about the occasional stumble, they become a daily worry, a constant little voice in the back of your head, chipping away at your confidence, your independence, and your peace of mind. If you've ever caught yourself reaching for a wall or pausing before standing up from a chair, you are not alone. Here's the surprising truth. Most older men don't lose their balance just because of age. Instead, it's usually the result of 5 common mistakes that quietly build up over time. And today, we're going to break those mistakes down one by one. But not only that, I'm going to share practical, real-life tips that you can start using today to stay steady, safe, and strong. This isn't about medical scare tactics or complicated treatments. It's about recognizing small habits, little things we do every day that either build us up or slowly chip away at our strength and stability. By the end of this video, you'll see how each mistake can mean the difference between walking with confidence or suffering from a dangerous fall, and you'll discover how simple, powerful changes can restore your balance, rebuild your confidence, and keep you living life on your terms. So stick with me until the end. I promise, what you learn today could make all the difference for your health, your freedom, and your future. All right, let's dive in. Mistake 1. Ignoring muscle loss in the legs, one of the biggest mistakes older men make, often without realizing it, is underestimating the slow, steady loss of muscle in their legs. Maybe you've said to yourself, "I'm just not as active as I used to be." Or maybe you've thought, "Hey, it's just old age. That's why I'm slowing down." But here's the truth. Your legs are your foundation. The muscles in your thighs and calves are what keep you steady, what power your stride, and what help you stand tall. When those muscles weaken, everything else starts to feel harder. Standing from a chair, climbing stairs, even stepping off a curb. This gradual muscle loss has a name, sarcopenia. It sneaks up quietly. Year by year, your body naturally sheds muscle unless you fight back against it. At first, you barely notice. Maybe a step feels a little heavier. Maybe you hesitate just a second longer before getting out of bed. But over time, those tiny changes add up. Suddenly, climbing the stairs feels like a workout. Suddenly, standing from a low seat requires a hand on the armrest. Suddenly, you're wobbling when you stand too quickly. And when that happens, your body starts to compensate. Maybe you lean on furniture. Maybe you shuffle your feet instead of lifting them. Maybe you even hold your breath when bending over. These little shortcuts actually make things worse. They weaken your muscles even faster and raise your risk of tripping or falling when you least expect it. Let me share a real example. My friend Gerald turned 78 last fall. Back in the day, Gerald was always on the move, playing softball, walking his dog, even hiking. But once he retired, he spent more time sitting. Over the years, he didn't even notice his legs were losing strength. Until one day, his doctor told him, "Gerald, you've lost a lot of muscle in your legs. No wonder you're feeling wobbly." That was a wake-up call. Gerald realized he'd stopped doing the very things that once kept him steady. The good news? He didn't need a fancy gym membership or heavy equipment. He started small. Simple exercises like standing from a chair without using his hands, walking heel to toe across the kitchen, taking a few short strolls around the block. And you know what? Within weeks, Gerald felt steadier. His confidence came back. He didn't hesitate at the top step anymore. Here's the key lesson. Losing muscle isn't just physical, it's mental. When you don't feel steady, you start to second-guess every move. That lack of confidence makes you avoid going out, avoid traveling, avoid saying yes to new experiences. It becomes a vicious cycle. The less you do, the more you lose. But here's the hopeful part. It's never too late to rebuild. Even gentle, daily efforts can make a huge difference. Try this. Next time you're waiting for the kettle to boil, do a few calf raises at the kitchen counter or when you're brushing your teeth. Practice standing on one leg for a few seconds at a time. Go for a short walk after dinner, even 5 minutes counts. These little actions tell your body, hey, I still need these muscles. Don't let them go. So here's my encouragement. Don't wait for a fall to remind you. Make your leg health a daily priority. Because your legs aren't just muscles. They are your lifelong support system. Every step you take to strengthen them is an investment in your independence, your dignity, and your ability to enjoy life on your terms. Mistake 2, relying on old, unsafe footwear. Here's another mistake that sneaks up on a lot of older men: worn-out shoes. At first, it doesn't seem like a big deal, right? Those shoes feel broken in, comfortable, maybe even like old friends. But over time, the very shoes you trust can quietly turn into your biggest hazard. Think about it. As soles get thinner, treads wear down, and the structure weakens. Those shoes stop giving you the grip and support you actually need. Instead of protecting you, they start increasing your risk of slips, trips, and falls. Here's the truth. The condition of your shoes plays a massive role in whether you walk with confidence or end up on the floor. Shoes with smooth, worn-down soles can slide easily on slick kitchen tiles or polished floors. Shoes with floppy backs or stretched-out heels won't hold your feet securely. Loose slippers or sandals may feel cozy, but they encourage shuffling, toe-catching, and even ankle rolling. Have you ever noticed yourself hesitating before stepping onto a shiny surface? Or maybe you caught your toe on the edge of a rug. Chances are, it wasn't just the floor. It could have been your shoes. Let me share a story. My neighbor Samuel was 81. He proudly wore the same pair of leather loafers for almost 10 years. He always joked, "These are the only shoes that never gave me blisters." But here's what happened. Twice, yes, twice, he slipped in his own kitchen, both times while wearing those very loafers. After the second fall, his daughter insisted he go to a shoe store that specialized in safe, supportive footwear for seniors. At first, Samuel grumbled. He didn't want to give up his trusty old pair. But once he started wearing his new shoes with sturdy soles and non-slip treads, he realized something surprising. He didn't need to grab the wall every time he stood up. He could walk across the kitchen floor with confidence, and he admitted, "I should have done this years ago." Here's what you should look for when replacing footwear: a secure fit. Your shoe should hug your foot, not flop around. Good arch support. This keeps your feet stable and reduces strain on your legs. Slip-resistant soles. That grip can be the difference between safety and injury. Now, some men resist buying new shoes because of pride. Others don't want to spend the money. Some even think, well, I don't walk much anymore anyway. But here's the reality. Changing your footwear is one of the fastest, easiest, and most affordable ways to instantly improve your balance and reduce fall risk. And it's not just about safety, it's about dignity. Imagine moving through your home or walking down the sidewalk without hesitation. Imagine not worrying about slipping on the bathroom floor. That's the kind of confidence the right shoes can give you. So here's my challenge. Go look at your shoes right after this video. Flip them over. Check the soles. Look for smooth, worn-out spots. Try bending them in your hands. If they fold too easily, they're no longer giving you real support. If your shoes are past their prime, it's time to let them go. Donate them, recycle them, or thank them for their service. But don't let them hold you back. Your feet deserve better. And when you treat your feet well, you'll find yourself moving with more freedom, more steadiness, and a whole lot more confidence. Audience engagement cue. If you're still watching and this tip about footwear hit home for you, drop a quick number 2 in the comments so I know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. That way you won't miss the rest of this series on staying strong and steady as you age. Mistake 3. Neglecting vision and hearing checks now. Let's talk about another mistake that sneaks up on even the wisest of men, and that's ignoring regular vision and hearing checks. At first, these changes feel so small you barely notice them. Your eyesight slowly gets blurrier. Your hearing fades just a little. But what many men don't realize is that these changes quietly affect your balance. Every single day, think about it. Your eyes and ears aren't just for seeing and hearing, they're also part of your body's balance system. They constantly send signals to your brain, telling it where you are in space, what obstacles are around you, and how to stay steady. When those signals get weaker, your balance suffers. For example, blurry vision makes it harder to see the edge of a rug or the top step on the stairs. Fading depth perception can trick your brain, making a flat surface look uneven. Trouble hearing means you might miss important warnings like someone calling out or the sound of approaching footsteps. These changes creep in so gradually that you learn to adapt without realizing it. Maybe you avoid going out at night because it feels harder to see. Maybe you stick to familiar paths so you don't need to rely on sharp vision. Maybe you nod along in conversations even though you're missing half the words. But here's the risk. When your senses weaken, you're walking through life with less information, and less information means a higher chance of stumbling, tripping, or falling. Let me give you an example. Carl, a 76-year-old friend of mine, loved woodworking. But over the years, he started leaning closer to his projects, squinting, and even struggling with simple cuts. Finally, his family convinced him to get an eye exam. Turns out his prescription was way out of date. The difference was instant. Suddenly, he could see details again. Suddenly, those uneven steps in his garage were obvious. And most importantly, he avoided several close calls that could have caused a serious fall. The same goes for hearing. Balance depends on tiny structures deep in the inner ear. Even a little bit of hearing loss, or something as simple as a buildup of earwax, can throw your balance off. That's why routine hearing tests and cleanings are so important. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Glasses make me look old, or hearing aids are embarrassing. But let me say this clearly. Asking for help with your vision and hearing is not weakness. It's wisdom. It's a sign you care about your safety, your independence, and your connection with the people you love. Think of it this way. A pair of glasses or hearing aids isn't a sign of aging. It's a tool. Just like a walking stick helps you hike, or reading glasses help you enjoy a book. These tools keep you in the game. And here's the best part. Annual vision and hearing exams are simple. They don't take long. They're not painful, and they can add years of safer, more confident movement to your life. So let this be your reminder. If you haven't had your eyes checked in over a year, or if you've been putting off a hearing test, schedule it this month. The world is brighter, safer, and more enjoyable when you can see and hear clearly. And when your brain has all the information it needs, your balance becomes stronger too. Audience engagement cue. If you're still with me and you've learned something new about how vision and hearing affect balance, drop a number 3 in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, because the next tips might surprise you even more. Mistake 4. Skipping balance and flexibility exercises. Now, mistake number 4 is a big one, and it's something most men ignore until it's too late. That mistake is skipping balance and flexibility exercises. We all know the importance of strength training, push-ups, weights, machines at the gym. They build muscle, and that's great. But here's the truth most people never talk about. Without balance and flexibility, even strong muscles can fail you. Think of your body like a tree. Strong roots, your muscles are important. But what happens when the tree is stiff and can't bend with the wind? It snaps. That's exactly what happens when you neglect flexibility and balance. Your muscles may be strong, but your body can't move smoothly, react quickly, or stay stable when life throws you off guard. Simple movements, like turning to grab something from the counter, stepping sideways to avoid a curb, or reaching overhead, suddenly become risky. And when your body doesn't bend, twist, and stabilize well, one wrong step can lead to a dangerous fall. Here's the good news. Balance and flexibility can be trained at any age. You don't need a fancy gym. You don't even need special equipment. Simple exercises like standing on one leg for 10-15 seconds, gentle yoga stretches for your hips, and hamstrings Tai Chi movements that build body control, or even practicing heel-to-toe walking across a room. These small habits, done daily, can dramatically reduce fall risk and keep you moving with confidence. So, don't just train for strength, train for balance. Train for flexibility, because that's what keeps you steady on your feet for the long run. Mistake 5. Ignoring rest and recovery. Now we've reached mistake number 5, and it's one that tough, hard-working men especially struggle with. That mistake is ignoring rest and recovery. Some of you were raised with the mindset, push harder, work longer, sleep less, be tough. And maybe that worked when you were 25. But at 65 or 75, that same approach can backfire in a big way. Here's why. Your body needs recovery time to repair muscles, restore energy, and rebuild strength. When you skip rest, when you cut sleep short, when you never slow down, your body stays in a constant state of wear and tear. The result? Weaker muscles, slower reaction times, more stiffness, and yes, greater fall risk. Think about it. Without enough sleep, your balance and coordination suffer the next day. Without recovery days, your muscles stay sore and tight instead of getting stronger. Without moments of relaxation, your nervous system stays stressed, which throws off both your energy and your stability. The truth is, rest is not laziness. Rest is part of the training. It's when your body does its best work, repairing, recharging, and preparing you for the next challenge. So give yourself permission to sleep 7 to 8 hours a night. Take recovery days between workouts. Stretch, breathe, and let your body reset. Because the men who respect recovery are the ones who stay stronger, steadier, and safer as they age. Final closing message, though. Let's wrap this up. We've talked about 5 mistakes men often make that quietly increase fall risk: ignoring leg strength, skipping posture, care, neglecting vision and hearing checks, forgetting balance and flexibility, training, and overlooking rest and recovery. Now, let me ask you, which of these mistakes are you guilty of? Be honest with yourself, because awareness is the first step toward change. And here's the good news. You don't need to fix everything overnight. Start small. Choose one area to improve this week. Maybe it's walking more. Maybe it's scheduling that eye exam. Maybe it's stretching for 5 minutes in the morning. These little steps build momentum, and over time, they protect you from the #1 threat to independence in older age: falling. Remember this: strong legs, good posture, sharp senses, steady balance, and proper rest. Together, these are the foundation of independence. They keep you confident, capable, and in control of your own life. So take action today. Because the best investment you can make is in the strength and stability of your own body. Stay safe, stay steady, and keep moving forward, one strong step at a time. Audience engagement cue. If this message hit home for you, share it with a friend or family member who needs to hear it. And before you go, type in the comments which mistake surprised you the most. Was it number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, or number 5? I'd love to know.